What's up, it's Scro, aka Wrinkly Shirt Boy. So I was recently told to check out this absolute dinger of a song called I'm So Tired by Lauv and Troye Sivan. And I'm gonna go over how to remake it. So I first started with just making an arrangement of the song. I put all these blank clips for each, when the kick drum comes in, when the snare part comes in. So this is what the session will look like when it's all done. So now we have to actually make the actual kick drum and the actual snare drum and all that stuff, and then we will just drag and drop it in. It'll be super simple. So the beginning of the song starts with this weird... After bringing all this into my computer to edit it, I found out that everything from my computer was clipping. I didn't turn the gain down enough and everything's distorting, so it sounds terrible. So you can hear the full song at the end and it sounds beautiful, but during this it sounds like garbage. Ethereal kind of vocal sound. So I took this sample from a Porter Robinson sample pack from Cymatics, and I took out all the lows and all the highs and boosted the mids. Some chords to it. Sounds cool. You'll also notice I have a little bit of side chaining, not actual side chaining, I actually did some volume automation because it just sounded like in the original song. That's what they did. Next up we have that really cute little... So I start out with just a pulse width synthesizer, and then I turn the sustain down and the decay down. So we got something like that. I also added a sample of noise. The next thing we got, this cute little drum thing. I started with a normal sine wave, added a little bit of a sawtooth wave in the mix, and I added some white noise again to give it some more attack, distorted it, and then I EQ'd a lot of low end and some little more high end into it. And the last thing right here in the beginning, the snaps. I just found a bunch of samples and played them together. This, some white noise, all together to get... There's one tiny little reverse sound goes in the beginning chorus. This actually took a long time to make. So I recorded myself saying E twice, had it doubled, added a buttload of reverb and had this. Then all I did was reverse it. And then I just took the small little part that I needed. All together in the beginning we have this. Then jumping into the first verse, we have this really big reverse sound. I totally just grabbed a sample that I had laying around. So starting at the verse, we have all these tiny little clap sounds. So what I did is I recorded myself clapping 3 different rhythms, put them all together. And then they add some simple little guitar palm muty stuff. I believe they added an electric guitar over it as well, playing some different notes. So then all together in this section we have... The next little section, they drop in the beat. That! I just got a simple little kick sample that I thought sounded pretty close. And then a snare. Drop those in, see what we got. Another thing is they got this offbeat stick clicking sounding thing. I just got a hi-hat and kind of EQ'd it a little bit. From there we got this, a little bit more of a groove. And one more thing they add is they add in what I hear to be a synthesizer that sounds like a guitar pluck. And they add these really pretty notes on top. First chord, they add a 9th on top of it. If we listen to the guitar sounding synth with the actual guitar, let's hear what we have all together. Into the pre-chorus, you'll hear that there's this kind of weird snap. Sounds like a tennis racket hitting a tennis ball. Listen real quick. I'm so tired. I'm gonna assume they stole that from Super Mario Bros. Melee. So that's exactly what I did. They also bring in a really low sub bass at this moment, and it's just a sine wave, super simple sound. They also have this really big weird explosion sound. It comes in on the of 2. I'm so tired of songs, the next measure 2. I kind of took that same Porter Robinson sample from the beginning and I added a bunch of white noise to it to make it sound just a little bit more you can hear all that white noise kind of exploding. And then I EQ'd out the high end and the low end and boosted the mids. All right, and then in this second verse, they do the same sort of sub bass thing, but instead they actually play the rhythm to make a really thick bass line that's nice and tight. Then they add a cute little tambourine. So the second verse comes in with this big sweep from the part before it, and then it doesn't actually explode with an impact. It actually all stops except for the kick drum and the claps, and then it slowly vibes on in just one beat later. All right, and then they come in with this beautiful retro synth sound. I don't know if you can hear that. It comes in right here. Woo! I put together a bunch of stock sounds that I got from an old program called Mixcraft. So I added this sound, a bottle blow, synth voice, an FM electric piano, and then that main sort of sound I made in this synthesizer called Messiah. I set up the envelope on the filter so you can hear it go. All those things together, we have this beautiful 80s sound. And then this is my favorite chord. Woo. It's not even that special of a chord. It's an F major chord with a B in it. And I actually have no idea what you're supposed to call that, but I've been using it a lot lately. So it's spelled 1, 3, 4, 5. It's like a suspended, but it's not actually suspended because the third's still there. Certified yummy. So they got a classic little hi-hat sample. So I chose this sound, quite classic. And then they have all these other weird like hi-hat sounds going on. I didn't want to make that, so I just found a loop somewhere. Good enough for me, dog. And then halfway through the chorus, they have all these weird like percussive, dirty sounding like taps on a piece of wood or something. I just took a bunch of congos, jamming around, and kind of sped it up so it was in the right tempo. I don't know, I guess this is a tropical house tune now. Of course, the last thing on this is the vocals, and something that's so important in this is there's a vocoder. And that's not too tough to do. What a vocoder is it's like a synthesizer and it's a singer and you put them together and it like makes this other crazy sound. So let's do that real quick. I'm gonna record myself singing over this with the vocoder and we kind of see how that all comes together. Home, wanna go home, whoa. Title of songs. Alright, so we got that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and record the rest of the normal verses and the choruses. And let's figure out what they're doing here. When he says strangers, he has all these really nice falsettos in the left and the right doing these background harmonies. Strangers. Right here, he takes the vocal and he just pitches it up an octave and makes it sound like a squirrel and kind of blends it in. And then at the very last chorus, what I call the double chorus, is they have this kind of background choir thing singing this completely different part, different melody, a different rhythm. Someone take me home, 'cause I can't be alone. And then it ends off with a lonely little... So this song they released with a music video, and it's one take of a camera shot in the back of a car and them swinging their arms up and down going in the car, and it is just one steady static shot the whole time. So I thought, you know, I can do the same thing myself. It's one take, it's like a 3-minute song. I'll do it myself, can't be that easy. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Whoa. So tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Whoa. Party, try my best to meet somebody, but everybody around me's falling in love to our song. Yeah, I hate it, taking a shot cause I can't take it, but I don't think that they make anything that strong. So hold on, yeah. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Whoa. So tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Whoa. Strangers, killing my lonely nights with strangers, and when they leave I go back to our song. Hold on, it's like heaven, lost in the sound. Buzz cut season, like you're still around. Can't unmiss you, and I need you now. Yeah. I'm so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go home, wanna go home, wanna go home. Oh, so tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love songs, tired of love. Just wanna go